Assalamualaikum dan hai semua. Selamat datang ke Kelakar Belia Podcast, Sarawak Youth Focus Podcast for real issues. I am your host, Syed Ashraf Idrus, ataupun dikenali sebagai Ash, and I'm joined by my co-host
Anis Bungan. Hi everybody, how are you guys doing?
Yes, we are back after a quick break. We are back in the studio juga. Apa khabar kita, Anis? Sehat?
Okay lah.
She's a bit frazzled lah. Yang badan saya minum matcha tadi, so she's a bit lost today, but that's okay. Still look radiant as ever. How are you?
I am good, how are you?
Good. I recently watched Toy Story.
Oh,
Hence the outfit.
enggak lah.
Yeah.
Tidak wallpaper
Andy.
Andy.
Yeah. I mean, what can I say? I'm a man of culture.
Man of culture ke FOMO?
Oof, quite a nice segue there. Tapi because what do you think about FOMO? What is FOMO to you? Apa maksud FOMO kita?
FOMO kan acronym of fear of missing out.
Right. So you're saying kami FOMO sebab kita lah. So kami kat nangga cerita lah. The best movie ever of 2026 lah.
Patutnya kita pakai baju cowboy.
Oh, we can do that.
Yeah.
Tapi it's not really about me this week, is it? Yeah. I think we're back here now, and then kita pun selalu kata orang, we have topics to discuss lah. So siapa-siapa yang dah tune in kepada podcast tu, thank you so much. We're available everywhere on streaming platforms, on Apple Music, on Spotify, and you can also like and subscribe kung kita rasa it's good enough for you, but don't let me waste your time.
Yeah, tapi sebelum ni kita nak ucap thank you juga lah ke our audience. After 8 episod kita dah ke udara, hari ni kita live dengan Sida Azam. Si sangka kami orang masuk live kita. Dah menang si kita orang live
Rainforest tickets.
Rainflower.
Rainflowernya. Yang lain possible-nya.
Oh lah.
Yeah, so when we see this culture lah, this of being FOMO ataupun just in today's language lah, FOMO tu basically semua kena tinggal belakang. That's how I see it, right?
Menangganya macam punya ada, cousinnya ada juga.
Betul.
Cousin ku ada juga bah.
Pasal nombor 3 malah cousin ku best sikit.
Oh, cousin ku best sikit.
Sialah FOMO sebenarnya.
Iyalah FOMO nak.
True. I mean, diam-diam tu control cara kita berfikir, cara kita belanja, and basically our lives.
Yes.
Ya kan?
Ya, FOMO-nya nak affect a lot dengan kita pun lifestyle. Gigit dalam cara or behavior of spending kita.
Yeah, I agree.
Sebab ya tajuk kita FOMO sampai pokai.
FOMO sampai pokai. Apa title tu?
FOMO sampai pokai. Mula-mula time duk first reading macam FOMO sampai pokai. Ingat-ingat balik tu, adakah orang FOMO sampai pokai?
Ada nak ada weekend.
YB nak.
Sebab biarlah itu kita nak bedah FOMO dari dua sisi lah. Apa kita nampak dari media sosial dengan apa yang berlaku di belakangnya. Kita nak faham sama ada kita kawalkan FOMO ya kah? Ataupun FOMO yang kawal kita.
Betul.
So without further ado, I would like to introduce our guest for the week, Encik Hanis bersama kita tu. Kami sebenarnya berapa gila kenal kita. Maybe you could introduce us who you are, what you work as. Beri sikit latar belakang lah.
Okay.
Boleh.
Thank you to Ash and Anis. Bungan. Okay.
Bungan. Sebab namanya Hanis, kita Hanis.
Oh, takut confuse.
Syaruk ke lah.
Okay.
Ya, Hanis, kami Anis.
Kami manis.
Betul.
Okay, so my name is Hanis. Sebelum tu kami bekerja di Bintulu for 6 years dalam bidang oil and gas industry. At the same time, I'm also doing part-time MC lah for wedding and stuff. Cuma the difficulty is because when I'm working, jadi macam timing and everything nak. Kadang-kadang yang request dekat Kuching, kami dekat Bintulu, so I cannot do that.
A lot to commit.
Yes. And then I also do as a mutual fund agent. That one is like literally for fun and for knowledge lah.
Siapa tu mutual
fund agent?
It's
an investment. So my job is to convince you to do an investment lah.
Okay.
So yalah.
Menarik. We can talk more about that.
Yeah,
Kelak
soon.
lah.
Okay.
Soon.
So after 6 years in Bintulu, kami rasa macam
Stagnant?
I've had enough of this
Stagnant,
life lah. Yeah, kind of stagnant, and then I want to explore something else. So I came back to Kuching. Just recently actually, bulan 11 last
tahun
year.
dah.
So belum sampai setahun pun.
Oh.
So right now I'm focusing on my parents' business, which is kedai makan lah. Dekat Kubah Ria and also Top Spot. And then
Shout out.
yes, kami pun tengah working on my own business lah.
Okay.
That is health services untuk nembiak yang perlukan terapi for ADHD, autism. I think you are quite familiar with that one kan?
So you're occupational therapist?
Not me. I'm just the partner. My friend is the OT lah. So kami orang akan buka dekat Dua Cinta saya kelak.
Oh.
Okay, one more lagi. Okay, and also I'm focusing on doing MC job lah. One more lagi. Siapa orang rasa-rasa nak booking kan?
Sedahal. Okay, Jap. So enough of your current activities of you're
Okay.
doing. But I think audience pun mau tahu a little bit about your childhood. Who are you? Where you
Okay.
coming from? Kita nama-nama orang Sarawak kah apakah? Nah, yeah.
Ada benda baik saya buat cerita.
Apakah?
Nya controversial issue sikit.
I see.
Okay, so basically
yang mana yang boleh je lah.
Okay. Kelak belakang tabir mek cerita kenanya controversial lah.
Okay, boleh.
So basically kami born and bred in Kuching lah. My father comes from Kampung Simpang 3, Jalan Mendu. My mother is from Tabon Melayu. So basically memang Kuching lah, memang asal Kuching. I have 3 siblings, one older sister and one younger brother. My childhood. I'm actually ada mixed blood sikit.
Okay.
So my father is Indian. My mom is half Chinese. So jadilah Chindian. Saya lah. Okay.
Okay.
What else? My early childhood, dulu sekolah St. Thomas until primary 6. And then I moved to College Abdillah. And then I had a phase where I went to MRSM
Okay.
for a week.
Interesting. Okay.
Literally for a week for the orientation. Habis orientation, balik college.
College Abdillah balik. Okay, interesting. Ada
So-
alumni sih kat situ. Ada boleh lah komen kat depan nak.
The funny thing is, orang si tahu, my friends semua si tahu.
Okay.
So hari Jumaat nak dah discuss dengan kawan-kawan tu, okay, kelak hari Senin kau book seat ke aku, so I will sit next to him lah. Then ended up on Sunday I didn't go back to my hostel.
Okay.
And nya tunggu dalam kelas hari Senin. Macam nya seat orang duduk saya because he wanted me to sit there and end
Okay.
up set orang duduk saya.
Oh,
So that's the story lah.
aduh, dah masih konteks itu orang.
Masih on Instagram lah.
Okay. Alhamdulillah. So, I think that you actually saw us iklan dekat Thread tu sih.
Yes.
What makes you want to be the guest for this episode?
Actually, the thread was not the first time I saw you guys. I actually saw you guys from, I think maybe reel from TikTok ataupun Instagram lah, I'm not sure. So I had a snippet on that, and then me and my friends was kind of like macam tanggal lah talk because that time the topic was about kahwin kot. One of the
Okay.
topic.
My favorite
Okay.
topic.
Tapi just sekadar macam tanggal-tanggal semiazat lah. And then there's another episode that I saw is Boy Manok.
Of course.
Okay.
So I watched the Boy Manok lah because knowing him also from the
F&B scene.
FNBS business. So adalah nangga. And then barulah I found the post on thread but actually I didn't really say I wanted to join lah. It's just that I want to know what was the topic.
See.
But
Because we thought kita wanted to be on here because kita FOMO.
mungkin juga lah kali.
Maybe.
Who knows?
Maybe. So, but to pull it back lah, what is your take on the word FOMO tu? Apa sebenarnya pemahaman kita bila kami sebut ayat FOMO?
Okay. My personal opinion on FOMO, because I see a lot of people yang anggap FOMO tu as something negative. Yang akan guna FOMO as in something yang pakainya macam nganuk orang lah, basically nganuk kau untuk FOMO and everything lah. But FOMO can be a good thing and also a bad thing depending on how you interpret your situation on FOMO lah, basically. Because for me, I think I've experienced both.
Okay.
I've experienced the bad FOMO and the good FOMO.
The highs and lows.
Yes. So for me, it's something that totally depending on the person itself, whether he wants to proceed with doing like you said, uncontrolled spending or nya mesti mau ada juga, orang adanya ada juga, things like that. Or maybe you FOMO sebab you see your friends are studying in overseas, for example, or certain courses, so that forces you to focus on your study lah, basically.
Okay.
Dia yang FOMO yang baik lah.
Yes.
I see. That is very interesting take where you cuba macamkah FOMO tu hanya macam orang selalu guna FOMO as a card to label people negatively. Meanwhile for you, based on your experience, FOMO can be positive, FOMO can be negative at the same time. I really macam impressed on how he managed to macam explain what is the positive FOMO. So more macam kita ada pun nak, what is your negative FOMO and positive FOMO that you ever experienced?
Okay, this is quite interesting. I don't want to share a lot sebab banyak sebenarnya. Banyak. One thing I can say is the positive FOMO is on studies lah, on studies. Basically masa form 1, form 2 dulu, I used to be at the back of the class. Because my group of friends are the 4 person yang memang 4 nombor terakhir dalam kelas lah.
Tapi College Abdillah lah nak.
College Abdillah lah.
4 terakhir dalam kelas belum tentu 4 terakhir di seluruh Sarawak kan.
But then, bila masuk form 3, these 3 person, cikgu move-nya pergi another class.
Okay.
But she hold on to me lah, because actually our class is a Japanese class, a Japanese language class. So this is actually FOMO juga, because all of my friends though is taking Japanese masa form 1. Me not knowing anything about Japanese, I have no passion about anime whatsoever. Tapi sebab 3 orang kawan masuk kelas ya, so I join the class. But thank God, I improve. They do not. So form 3 nya setidaknya dikeluarkan dari kelas ya lah.
Oh. So kita belajar Japanese sampai form 5 kah?
Yes.
Oh, so boleh kelakar berjakut Japan
I would say slightly. Munagi setakat nak jemput kerek kanan, pergi depan, naik tingkat 1, tingkat 2, boleh lah. But a full sentence yang macam conversation ya.
Si pandai lah, belum pandai.
So,
tapi pun kita nangga Naruto, bolehlah kita nangga without subtitle.
Not really. Actually, panjang pula cerita.
So just watch Ultraman.
Okay. Okay.
See, okay, let me sum up lah teh. Okay, so that's the good FOMO yang macam it brings me to learn a Japanese language. I'm able to improve. So when these 3 person left the classroom, I managed to retain my position dalam top 10 until form 5.
Oh.
So from the back of the class, I moved to the front lah, because I have no other friends, so I have to sit with those who study lah.
Okay.
We delved in a lot about who you are as a person, tapi kita akan lebih korek lah pasal topik hari tu kata. We're going to take a short break. So sekejap lagi kita akan sambung sama dengan guest kita. So be right back.
Ash, kita FOMO apa yang kita selalu FOMO?
Sampai kau lapar, dia FOMO makan.
Kita pernah fasa FOMO ayam gepuk. Kan
Dan FOMO is right now.
Oh.
I'm hungry right now for gepuk.
Kami rasa FOMO ayam gepuk paling make sense. Okay.
Betul. What? Paling make sense?
Yeah.
What do you mean make sense?
Sebabnya sudah beza gila dengan geprek. Tapi cuma tambah tambah kacang.
It's like saying ayam penyet and ayam penyek is the same thing.
No, ayam penyet is different thing.
Exactly. So geprek and gepok is not the same thing.
No, geprek and gepok is the same thing.
It's not the same thing.
Same thing.
Jadi
Cuma
yalah.
tolong komen. Same thing ke si?
Yalah FOMO-nya Rita sebenarnya. It's not the same
Betul
thing.
nak Maggie, apa ambil
Ambil
FOMO?
asal kru belakang semua lepas pada si sama.
Sama.
Sama. So I guess
Sama.
we probably ask our guest. Kita rasa sama si Anis.
Okay. Sebagai toke kedai makan.
Si sama, betul.
Okay, itu dah.
Toke kedai makan.
Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Jawapannya adalah sama. Ya bukan sama exactly 100%.
Aku dah. Itu semuanya
I'm
scam.
leaving this podcast right now.
Semua kita orang sebenarnya sudah ada terima satu macam
Shit, bro.
Terima.
something like influence sejak sebenarnya.
It's a hype lah. It's a hype.
It's a hype, yeah.
Because ayam gepok ya, dia dah lama. But it wasn't that viral. Tiba-tibanya up and then it goes everywhere.
I think it's just about like who makes the nicer sambal ataupun presentation.
Yes.
Sebenarnya.
And also siapa yang dapat supplier cabai fresh. So kami dengar benar ke, you can correct me if I'm wrong, cabai is the most paling susah nak preserve mun kita mula sambal. Because dia cepat rusak, membeli banyak.
Yes. Tapi nya it's actually depend on how you fermented it lah. Sebab kadang-kadang ada orangnya masakkan cabai ya, ada orangnya si masakkan cabai ya. So
Yeah.
depends how nya prepare lah.
So jawapan kita dah ada, gepuk dengan geprek sama. So apa-apa munnya macam mula tong sedih ke apa ke, minta maaf. Tapi dah di backup teh oleh
Yes,
Cik Anis.
penontonnya adalah sama and si tahu lah apa yang nyonya hype pula.
Kita orang perlu makan nasi ayam ataupun nasi kerabu instead.
Yes, that is different and it's hard to
Kan?
find.
Hard to find and it's actually healthy.
Yes.
Ayam bakar lah, ayam
ada ulam.
roasted, ada ulam. Come on man. Come on bro, let's make healthy food hype. Kan? Bawa lah FOMO of healthy food. What do you think?
Yes. But yang paling healthy lagi adalah popiah. But that one is setahun sekali.
Oh, popiah basah hitak ya?
Yes.
I see. Right, tadi Ash dah ceritanya FOMO pasal makanan. Cuba kita beri juga sikit beri sikit teaser dengan penonton apa yang sebenarnya di FOMO kita, mungkin kita pernah FOMO.
Okay, macam kami makanan not so much. Because I cannot fathom bila kedai baru buka orang berbaris sampai 3 jam just to wait for a table. Memang saya cepat. But I do have FOMO on kadang-kadang barang lah, mostly barang, items.
That's normal.
And then that FOMO is actually, it's not because that my friend thought ada. No, it's because I want to have it, because I want to try it. But it's not something that I'm good at pun. Just because I want to have it, I want to learn how to use it, and then I'm done with it.
Kita ada influence kah? Ada sih benda yang influence kita untuk jadi macam tu?
Okay, kami mau nanya dengan Bungan dulu sebelum
Okay.
menjawab soalannya. Based on what I said, what do you think is the diagnosis?
No diagnosis lah, but pattern, behavior and also mindset ada?
Leads to, do you see any bipolar kah, autism kah, or
Macam from what I understand, lagipun FOMO dalam ujian dalam research psikologinya masih belum banyak. Okay. Lagi-lagi mun kita mau divide the research ya pergi based on kontinen di dalam negara, di dalam dunia lah. Tapi from what I know, kita sih juga boleh padah yang FOMO tu ada kaitan dengan diagnosis.
No. Bukan kami pada the FOMO itself. It's my pun pattern nanti.
Oh, mau kita kah? Oh, kita nanya macam ni mau kita. Okay.
My patternnya macam, because usually orang FOMO tu nya tends to follow friends or macam
Influence.
trend, the new recent trend or something like that. Tapi macam kami lebih kepada macam, because I want to know benda ya. So I want to use that thing. After I use it, I'm done with it for like 2 weeks and I will never see that thing again.
When diagnosis, I don't know, because diagnosis will take 6 months.
Okay.
I would say you're a life chaser. You chase something that you think you want to have and to try because you don't want to see it again. Sebelum orang lain pegang benda ya. That's how I see it.
Kind of. But I was actually diagnosed by a psychologist. Tendency of ADHD. Okay. I cannot say I am because I haven't been to any psychiatrist, and that's when I know that it explains everything lah. I have keyboard, I have guitar, I have tabla, I have ukulele, and I cannot play anything. So that is how bad I would say FOMO, but not the typical FOMO that people usually have.
So in your case, you are more like hobby collector.
It's more like I want to purchase it, I want to try and play it, until at one point
I don't.
it gets hard, I'm done with it.
You're done with it.
Or maybe I can just play one song, I'm done with it. I move to the next project. I also pernah beli machine embroidery. Just for the sake of trying.
Just because.
Yeah, and then now the machine is like in my Hall of Fame of things that I no longer using.
I see.
That shows to me a telling tale lah pasal dia nasi muda kini tu. Bila adanya pun ada quote unquote this FOMO, nasi muda tertinggal bas orang lah, tinggal pauk semua. Do you think algorithm social media tu ni ada main peranan dengan decision making orang yang nak jadi FOMO tu? Like, is it because of media yang nya perlu beli tu, nya perlu beli tiket ke konsert yang nya siapa afford, nya perlu cuba benda viral tu just because?
Okay, macam my case that okay, I relate it to ADHD lah, but for general pun view, it doesn't mean that you must have ADHD for you to experience FOMO lah. Okay. And then just to share some background juga, kita nangka FOMO tu is for macam mainly being said among Gen Zs, but it has been happening since then. Even zaman millennial pun ada FOMO, Gen X pun ada FOMO.
Yeah.
But the term FOMO, I believe, was only coined probably around 20 to 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Prior to that, Nyasi pernah ada maksud. So
Correct.
FOMO has always existed. I was just telling
Maybe they don't use that term, but it always has been, because that is macam sifat manusia. Okay, sifat manusia. So talking about Gen Z and the algorithm, that is another problem lah. Zaman dulu macam Gen X, punya FOMO pun paling-paling yang angkat jiran rumah sebelah ataupun kawan-kawan sekolah. And then when it started with millennials, we started to see a bigger community. With Friendster, with MySpace, with what else? Facebook. But it is not as
rampant lah.
Rampant, yes. Sebab kita tengok TikTok,
ada amplify semua benda ya.
You see everyone everywhere.
So what I was trying to say tadi, benda macam FOMO tu dah wujud zaman berkurun dulu lagi. Even zaman Roman Empire, whereby the Roman Emperor ada mula sebuah gathering, orang mau pergi, they have to go because they have to look good. Dia mesti nampak depan Emperor,
showcase
look at me. If you don't look at me, dia tahu kau boleh ambil anak perempuan aku kan, nikah kan. Dia fikir, so that was a term of FOMO. And then when I baca somewhere, they were saying that FOMO has always existed in this form.
Yes.
Just nowadays, dia pakai baju baru je. In the sense of social media.
Correct.
You are seeing celebrities, you are seeing political figures all at once when you do this. So your brain dia macam compute benda yang
you're comparing more. You are comparing more actually. And then talking about algorithm, the algorithm itself is not designed for you to compare with other people. The algorithm is designed for what attracts you the most. But manusia, what attracts the most is usually the beautiful things, the things that make you look good, the expensive things, or maybe something that your friend is wearing, traveling, things like that. That's why nya jadi attraction for you lah. So the algorithm is created based on what you see.
It's interesting when you point out that algorithm is designed to attract,
Yes.
and it actually feed you with the right information based on what you search.
Correct.
Kan? Do you think that dengan apa glorify yang algorithm dah feed us kan, now it shape on how we define success and also the peak of lifestyle dah kini?
Okay. Yes, in a way. Tapi benda tu nya it's actually very, macam mana orang nak madah subjective. It's very subjective. Maybe some millennials kini tu rasa macam nya tertinggal or nya
Lambat.
left out lah, left out. Beli rumah, I mean at the age of 23, 24, sebab beli rumah lagi. Ada orang umur 20 beli rumah, umur 19 dah beli kereta Mercedes and all that. This is just nya perlu sedar, nya perlu ada awareness yang that this is just macam mana ada tayangan. Okay, I have one story masa COVID.
Okay.
Okay, if you ever heard of application called Clubhouse,
Si.
no? Yes. Okay. So in order for you to enter that clubhouse, you have to be invited by the person inside the clubhouse.
Okay.
That creates a big FOMO.
Okay.
Like macam me and Ash was inside,
Mm-hmm.
and then you are hearing like everyone's like inside, but you cannot, even if you install the app inside your phone, you have to wait for us to invite you.
Oh,
That is how exclusive it is.
what's this inside Clubhouse app?
It's basically just like a macam chit-chat lah.
Okay.
Ada macam a few
Main
rooms, games.
Roblox kah?
No, it's just chit-chat.
Okay, ni
Okay.
chat je saya dah game.
Saya dah.
There's games that you can play. Kita boleh create macam an environment. So if kita perlu players, you bring them in. But only if kita dalam app ya lah.
Yeah.
So his point here is saying that
So
macam ya lah.
that is one point on FOMO. So everyone is like macam trying to find someone who is inside to be inside. So I was inside. Then I was in this one channel where suddenly everyone is successful entrepreneur.
Okay.
Like out of random. Macam when you talk, okay, Mamat A tu, I own 3 Airbnb apartment, going to buy another one, things like that.
Wow.
Another one is having like 3 businesses. Another one is like doing this and that. Si tahu nya berbulak kah? Nya telling the truth kah? Like everyone is boasting nyampun kejayaan. Okay. So for me macam, okay, this is not my place because I don't own any apartment. I definitely don't own any expensive cars. Jadi tak sit lalik. So I know this guy nya akan jump from one clubhouse to clubhouse telling these stories. So fast forward, I think maybe 3 years after that. So when I met one of my friend inside the clubhouse, dia cerita. So this guy actually bought apartment. Nya hanya boleh lulus 1 loan. But they trick the system. They're able to get 2 units with 2 loans.
Wow.
So double the commitment, and the business is not good. When the business is not good, dia bankrupt lah.
Damn.
Just because of FOMO. Or I don't know, maybe because he saw everyone else is doing that. Because that is just the trick that the people taught you, you know, yang akan ngajak, you can do this. Monthly you will get 6,000, 7,000.
Yeah.
So if you can get 2 units, you get 12,000, something like that.
It's what they call the debt trap.
Yeah,
Debt trap.
exactly. So
Definisi kejayaannya, upah stabil, kasih stabil, asalnya nampak berjaya.
Yes.
Jadi dia membunuh dari segi ya. Betul?
Bila kita keep on macam berloya pasal dia tadi nak, it makes me remember of satu nama scammer yang famous namanya Anna Delvey. Okay, Anna Delvey kan in a way her behavior and also her pattern kan show yang tu seorang yang FOMO to be rich kan. But in order to be rich, nya scam dah investors, dah venture capital untuk fund yang punya yayasan Anna Delvey nya yatik. Tapi yalah nya dah kena tangkap tapi nya still survive dekat nun.
I rewatched the series again. I think last year kot. It was still macam quite amazing to me that how stupid these people was lah. Macam very very stupid. And
was she super cunning?
Maybe.
Padahnya talented gila cunning, no jua. Nya just confident dengan FOMO nya. You know?
She doesn't really have any macam sort of like skills to trick people. It's just the way nya bring herself that people are
The confidence.
Yeah. So I can say that FOMO memang shape bergenerasi macam Ash ada point out tadi daripada zaman apa nama zaman ni Ash?
Gen X.
Yang madah tadi zaman Roman Empire tadi.
Mula dari zaman Nabi kita dulu lah, memang ada juga dah benda.
Semua orang dah FOMO kan.
Justnya kata orang iOS yang di-update ni makin modern dia pun definisi. Mungkin FOMO 1 tahun dulu lain dia pun definisi. Kita tu lain definisinya.
It's a bit philosophical and now it turns psychological issues kan?
Yeah, we are going to talk more dengan kita Tok Anis because we have a lot more to delve in dengan kita lah. And we'll be right back, okay? Jadi Anis, tadi kita dah I guess bercerita banyak lah pasal who you are, apa sebenarnya topik tema kita minggu tu. Kami ada soalan kami ada ajak okay. Kena upah dalam social media, upahnya ada, upah kaya apa semua. But realitinya, how true is it yang si Datuk sebenarnya mempunyai masalah kewangan disebabkannya FOMO? Adakah ia sebuah isu yang agak you know, real ataupun it's happening nak?
This is quite interesting also lah. What we see in front of the camera doesn't always happen at the back of the camera.
Benar.
Kadang-kadang nak nyebut hutang, berhutang just to look good. If you guys ever heard of cerita in China, these influencers, just because tidaknya mau ada sikit gambar wearing I think pantyhose kot from branded pun maybe Chanel, maybe LV, I don't know. So daknya kumpul duit, seorang beli, and then daknya
sewa kah?
Something like that lah, macam person A will use it in the photo, esok pass dengan person B, take a photo, pass dengan person C, take a photo, pass dengan person D, take a photo, something like that. They share one pantyhose. So macam
just because they want to look good lah.
Just because they want to look good. And then the real story behind was they don't even have any money. So that is not a very good message untuk kita share dengan the youngsters lah. Because kami pun pernah tertipu. Because kami orang millennials lah. Millennials live pada zaman yang awal-awal Instagram. So we thought that everything that they share is benda yang benar lah, benda yang they're like taking private jet, expensive cars. But after a while, then you hear stories like benda tu kereta sewa, setidaknya kadang-kadang macam duit printed out, pack, jadi you know a bulk of money which is just paper. So that is not something that is a good thing to do lah. Sebab orang mudanya akan anggap that's what creates FOMO lah. Nya akan rasa macam aku perlu beli lah, because everyone is buying it. Padahal sebenarnya 5 influencer is wearing one pantyhose.
Kongsi.
Contoh kami orang lah tu, kami orang daripada zaman millennial lah. Dia kami orang kecil dulu. Kami orang si dapat nangga orang mbak benda nama Game Boy. Bila orang berjalan dengan mbak Game Boy ataupun Digimon, Digivice tu, kami orang mesti mau benda ya. And we didn't know why. Betul sih? So we just wanted it. Mau beli mesti ada tu. Bila dapat, dia macam ada this weird rush. High nga rasa I got it. You know? tapi mak bapak belilah, bukan kami orang yang beli. Jadi as a kid, kita dapat rasa high kan, macam uish, aku dapat benda tu.
The euphoric feeling.
Satisfaction yang sangat tinggi. So it's very telling juga sebab as a kid yang lain lah perspektifnya lah. Bila kita dah membesar tu pun masih ada budaya sebenarnya yang agak membimbangkan sebenarnya, because from what I see lah, orang yakin pengen tu anak muda nya takut kelihatan biasa-biasa lah.
Okay.
Dan nya pun secara langsung budaya flexing dah jadi daily kan, macam keperluan asas setiap hari.
Kontennya.
Correct. So I want to touch back on Digimon device Saya memang gila lah, memang gila. But we don't know why. There's a reason why. Sebab we want to have a sense of belonging. So if our friends have it, they'll sit around, play those things, kita sedar. Bangsa tak nak. So we also want that. So that is also FOMO. Tapi FOMO
very innocent lah dalam zaman ni.
And then it's small group lah.
Bukan macam orang dia pakai main je aja lah. Dia bukan untuk affect hidup kami orang.
It's a fun thing.
So it was strange sebab zaman ya kami orang pun in a way dapat differentiate benda tak pakai main je. Si lambat si gila sampai kelain membunuh ke apa. But nowadays konteks kini tu kita nak give contoh lah. Orang butang escalator ataupun Atomy untuk beli concert tiket. Sama. So it's also like a debt trap there. We were talking about this pasal financial traps, and then macam ni kita kena FOMO untuk mesti spend money tapi not generate money. Ada juga perceptionnya.
Mostly on spending money lah. Because generating money doesn't
probably
bring,
boleh, but
it doesn't bring that much fun lah.
Kena label scammer lah.
Statement daripada Hitak Nanis remind me of two psychological things. Satu is when we are addicted to dopamine, where you mentioned about euphoric feelings. Dopamine, kita memang addict. At the end of the day, you just addict to fun things. So dia ada peleraian yang orang dah fix peleraian. It's very abstract. It depends with the individual itself. And then sense of belongings. There are 7 sense of belongings yang wujud, and one of the sense of belonging yang orang mau dalam FOMO ialah power. The sense of power.
So, authority lah.
Yes. Orang mau ada authority own something and to borrow their title, to be together in one group, macam clubhouse and all that. Tapi when we talk about addiction dalam konteks FOMO, nya memang beri impact of financial impact saya tadi. Tapi satu benda yang kami rasa setuju untuk kita brought out is kena FOMO to become tricky when it comes to generating money. Tadi Hanis ada mention, it's not fun to think on how to generate money. Adakah orang addict pada generating money? I think scam, yes.
Nya ada, but it doesn't as simple as 1 + 1 = 2.
Okay.
Sebab the only person yang akan teach you or show you how to do money is they actually making money by teaching you.
Okay.
But instead of buying stuff or wearing stuff, they doesn't have to teach you. They doesn't have to tell you sini nak beli benda tu.
Okay.
Just see it. It's beautiful. You take it. Okay. Talking about nampak biasa-biasa. Okay. If you understand how the current the world works, okay? Nya create a sense of choice, but you don't actually have a choice.
Yeah.
Okay? Zaman kami orang dulu, you have Nokia, you have Samsung, you have Motorola, everyone can have a phone, but it doesn't matter what type of phone. Okay? You have many things. Okay? Tapi nambiak kini tu,
the whole
it's
iPhone.
only iPhone.
It's only iPhone environment.
Exactly.
Yeah.
iPhone. So if you have something else other than iPhone, it doesn't worth my time. Bila ambil gambar, siapa iPhone paling latest things like that. Padahal tahun lepas telefon aku paling latest. Tiba-tiba hari tu orang lain. Things like that. So this creates a sense of I cannot just be biasa, because biasa is no longer unique. Last time you have flip, slide, apa lagi? Patah 2, patah 8,
Blackberries.
things like that.
Aku pernah light nak.
Kinek thought, no. But they give you a sense of choice. You choose the color, you choose the nyampun memory. This is what creates hutang ya teh. Because you are being forced to follow this one type of path. Where if you want it, you have to go for it.
There when capitalism start to ambil opportunity to make us FOMO for not making like what BNPL. Yes, and then they also make us percaya yang choice and reality is not aligned anymore. We need to chase the new reality, which is what? Something yang kita dah glorify lah. Si nampak biasa-biasa, nampak unik.
Dia punya rasa macam yang nak madahkan kita, okay, it's time for you to use wireless earphone. Because the nyampun
The market says
jack,
so.
yeah. Actually, even for me myself back then 10 years ago, I don't give a about these things because it doesn't involve me, but actually it involves you since the day you were born lah. Benda-benda macam tu, you have to be aware, and then you have to understand whether it's your needs or
Your wants.
kemahuan. Okay. And then pengaruh kawan is very dangerous. Okay, when I first masuk kerja, you were working with people of a different level.
Oh.
So akan ada orang yang non-executive. I was an executive. So when we hang out, setidaknya akan ada, si patut engineer makai kereta Myvi, engineer patut makai Mazda lah.
Mazda 3 nak pegang gini.
Imagine if termakan. Termakan, then I would be suffering the consequences of paying for what, 9 years?
Oh, no.
So this thing, it has to come from awareness first, whether do you need it or not, or it's just something for you to show around, just to boast in front of your friend. This is the problem with back to dopamine that lah. It's a sense of validation.
Betul.
Where they start to pick here and there where I can submit my loan. How can I trick the system for me to get my loan approved? And up, datnya berhutang dan si mampu bayar.
Wow. This topic actually nang macam apa madah critical mun bab financial. What do you think, Ash?
I think with a lot of problems that we have tu, sebenarnya kita ada banyak bantuan juga daripada kerajaan, right? And it's also a very telling thing lah, sebab masalah bila berkena dengan this whole, okay lah, on the surface kita akan pasal FOMO and whatnot, yeah. We can break it down to everything from lifestyle to sports. Macam kita nak pickleball phenomena is also a FOMO thing. Banyak main, kau main juga, so join sekali. Beli pedal, beli kasut, beli ya. And then cars, luxury lifestyle, food, travel. And I think bila we get into a debt trap solution and whatnot, I think kerajaan pernah juga ada step in lah untuk beri bantuan apa semua. And this just on the forefront lah, mau tanya kita, are you aware that kita tu adalah generasi yang banyak menerima bantuan dari segi kewangan? Do you think so? Do you agree with this?
You mean Malaysia wise or Sarawak?
I think Sarawak lah.
Sarawak, to be fair, I don't really aware on those things lah.
Okay.
I mean the bantuan that you were mentioned. But I do know on the things that government has supply for macam youth, sports, entrepreneur, that we youngsters did not take opportunity untuk explore.
That's very interesting. Sebab sidak belia tu, bilanya betul-betul manfaatkan benda tu, dia missing out sebenarnya.
Yes.
Do you agree?
Yes.
Do you agree, Nis? Agree?
Very much.
So, I'm going to talk more about this, okay? But right before that, sekali lagi, kita agree and kita agree.
Yeah.
Yang banyak orang cerita pasal tu. Kita orang setuju lah, kita boleh komen dia bayar. Setuju ke setuju. Because I think, benda tu is a very long and thick prospect that we can talk about. Kita akan kelakar pasal tu selepas tu. Selamat kembali ke Kelakar Belia Podcast. Podcast tu dimbak oleh Brandiam dan Azam Sarawak. Mungkin kita masih tune in dengan kami orang. Please like, comment and share. Type apa-apa kita orang mau in the comment sections because you can be a guest macam Encik Anis tu lah. Dia adalah tamu kami orang minggu tu. So we've been discussing a lot pasal tema minggu tu. Boleh wadah agak banyak lah benda di belakang kita tu. Siti Kabir nak baca apa dah cukat tu sebenarnya. So I think just now kita dah brought up isu pasal debt trap tu lah. And macam ni kerajaan dah membantu sikit sebanyak pasal relief for hutang ataupun just in general financial troubles lah. So maybe Bungan boleh share sikit lah dengan Cik Anis apa yang kita tahu. Because honestly you're the stats girl for me. So
kita benar-benar kan nasi tahu apa inisiatif yang ada.
No, I do know a few yang macam Go Digital, on apa for SME lah, business, and then under tourism, I've seen a few, but I forgot what's the name. Apa namanya tak?
Kami bersih tahu, si aware gila ada tourism.
And then under youth, actually ada banyak juga lah.
Yeah.
But if you want to tell more on the Go Digital, it's quite good actually. Benda yang dah lama dah nak.
Dah dalam 3 to 4 years dah initiative yang running out. So untuk kita pun audience lah, for our audience and also our guests hari tu, they are macam banyak inisiatif. Macam kita mention tadi, under Mindset ada, under SDEC ada, under SEDC pun ada. So most of them macam yang paling trending kini is Go Digital lah. Kini dekat thread and Facebook kita dah kelakar pasal they are grant of 10,000 per company. Mun apply boleh purchase or dapat free worth of 10,000 of device lah, tapi bergantung pada terma dan syarat of datnya pun business nature.
Jadi sudah kita dibuat macam tu at least 10 years ago lah, you and me lah, kita start business lah. I think lama dah kita, we won't be selling discount.
Jauh dah pergi.
Saya dah, because I think nowadays jangan betul-betul hold your hand lah. You can take step by step, you know, with the existence of macam Sentex apa semua. It really helps, you know. And not to say benda yang si wujud sama kami orang. Mungkin sebab again media literacy kami orang si bapa tanya. FOMO kami orang pun bukan ke arah yang ingin nampak kejayaan. Upanya aja macam I want to look successful, but you know, you
lupa mikrofon tu teh.
Sipa mic. Kami pun dah lihat kan. Oh, nak mic tak?
Kita orang.
As I was saying, mic kita FOMO teh nyamuk ke depan tu.
Nya joy of missing out.
Oh yeah. Sorry, joy of missing out. The mic has a joy of missing out.
Yes.
Kan yang balik ya. So I guess I was saying.
Betapa bagusnya punya jauh kita masih boleh dengar nak. That's the teamworks.
When you see, okay, kata yang tadi, Jomo is very interesting. Let's talk about that. What do you think Jomo is? Just a joy of missing out. Apa kita pun definisi Jomo tu?
Jomo is when I feel happy for delay my wants.
Okay, your wants.
Yeah. Contoh kami dalam handphone saya ada app online shopping. Langsung saya dah. Saya dah sigit pun. Sumpah demi Allah, you can check.
Okay.
Saya dah sigit pun yang banyak dekat my phone is just, saya dah lah. I control myself media. I choose Facebook or LinkedIn. I need to choose either one to have in my phone, so I choose LinkedIn.
Right.
Okay, Instagram aja, and then TikTok, and then Thread. X saya dah, apa semua saya dah.
What is your Jomo like in your phone? Apa something yang...
Okay. For me,
I know my answer. I want to know yours.
For me, Jomo, because inside my phone, I have all of those apps. I cannot throw away one. I have apps from China, from Shopee.
Jadi kita lebih ke FOMO lah.
Sebenarnya bukan FOMO, because sometimes I need to survey things that I can buy lah for business kan. But
from a non-business perspective,
okay, for me, Jomo itself is awareness. What kita pada pasal control what you want, delaying what you want. Kami pernah nak beli sikit kereta tu, Toyota GT86, if you know.
Okay, tahu.
Okay.
Okay.
So, mun kami nak beli, kami boleh beli.
Okay.
But knowing that nya akan seronok seminggu, 2 minggu, tapi hutangnya 9 tahun,
Yes, it's seronok lah.
I started to decide, macam have a conscious mind lah. Sedar yang kemahuankah, kehendak. After all, kau makai kereta Myvi pun sama je sampai.
Yeah.
Nah, it doesn't change your destination lah.
Betul juga. It doesn't change your destination.
Syeknya kita makai kereta ya tersampai 5 minit lah.
Nah, what about you?
It's a hot take, but my JOMO is I don't like TikTok, so I'm not really on it. I have TikTok, but I don't really use it. Banyak habis orang hantar video TikTok. Ada aja dia hantar dalam those messages like WhatsApp or apa. I just never open it. I just
Langsung.
I never have the tendency macam attraction nak nangga TikTok.
Wow.
Because I think it's just like sometimes ada aja. Sometimes TikTok is full of and it's just like, buang masa Ustaz. I feel like I'm wasting my time there. I know it can be beneficial for some, and I know nya kind of fun to play around with, but I think I'm just happy with what I have now. I don't feel the need to force benda ya dalam my viewing system, and honestly, I have like a detox kata orang daripada semua benda tu, because I think I actually enjoy it a lot more. And I'm not from this era of trying to create content all the time dalam TikTok apa semua.
So
I don't have to chase it.
You used to have TikTok, tapi dah
I still have it until today, but I just don't use it. So
Mesti buka app
kadang-kadang
ya.
kami buka app kami nak there was one account yang pernah hantar banyak videos. Dia pernah aja, kau sih pernah buka video tu kah? And dia hantar lagi banyak video, kira tu account dia dah deactivate dah. So,
like,
I'm sorry, I don't even know siapa ya.
Macam, tangga tu lucu tau, viral kah, things like that.
No.
Still never.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, so I just look at the haha macam mana. Kinilangan tinggal haha best
Yeah, tapi I agree with Hanis punya statement. It comes from awareness. It's coming from awareness. Tapi sini mau datang dapatkan awareness ya tadi macam ni abah. So maybe kan this is just like my kami madah hajat lah. Awareness tu boleh datang if kita enjoy fear of missing opportunities dulu.
Yeah,
Macam tadi kan.
These days opportunities are called trends.
No lah, yang kita kakak tadi pasal opportunity tadi ya. Kami mau cerita pasal kami ada join satu accelerator entrepreneurs tu nak.
Okay.
Lepas ni ada seorang uncle tu, not in our generations, yang memang boomers, tapi dia pernah meluah perasaan yang dia kena reject go digital lah. Sorry ya, mun SDEC tangga. Si itu cerita aja, okay, cerita aja. Kami malah aja, dia manas dia kena reject. Sebab apa? Dia FOMO juga mau dapat gerannya. Tapi dia berapa? Saya tidak ada banyak duit, tapi saya mau ini. Sebab ini boleh tolong saya dapat itu phone. Tengok saya punya phone ini macam itu. Macam mana saya mau bisnes? Kayaknya madah nak. So bila mek dengar ya Temiana, kami kan kira very young in the room of people yang ada banyak experience nak. Mek dengar mek masa macam this is actually this is a good feedback sebenarnya. Good feedback of ada je orang yang fear of missing opportunities. And kita perlu jadi kedaknya because dia tahu sini apa yang dia sedar.
Where he stands lah.
Yeah, where he stands and where he can empower apa yang dia mau empower dengan depends dengan niatnya lah, which is nya pun business dia tadi lah macamnya.
That brings the positive side of FOMO actually.
Yep, I agree. Do you have like any like macam lah we spoke about debt traps. We're now talking about JOMO. In general of minggu tu lah, topik tu lah. Bila kita ada hutang kecil atau there's the more famously common term buy now pay later, BNPL, Shopee Pay Later lah, Tommy lah apa semua. What's langkah paling mudah untuk kita ni lah? Langkah paling mudah untuk mula urus duit dengan lebih tenang. Do you have any like experience ke apa? I'm sure you do, but kita boleh share sikit?
The simplest one. If you don't understand how it works, don't do it.
Faham.
Nice.
Mun kita si faham macam ni nya mengecas or mendapatkan duit ya,
Boh.
jangan laki. Yalah masalahnya bila orang si faham kredit card,
Oh
pakai
yes.
credit card.
Yes.
Same thing.
Yes.
Bila nasi faham buy now pay later, nya go ahead janji nak dapat barang. Okay, mau sedikit cerita sikit. Kami pun dah terperangkap. Untuk orang ADHD, that is very dangerous. Yang pada kami beli cover phone. Mun bayar cash RM20, mun bayar buy now pay later RM10. So I thought macam bayar je lah RM10. After all, duit ya ada, cuma bayar bulan depan. But the trap is kita si ingat kita belum bayar.
Benar juga.
So
I've had that experience.
nya ada interest nanti end up nya charge kami saruk cover phone nanti for another extra I think RM15 kot. Jadi mahal lah. Jadi total nanti RM25 instead of RM20.
Faham.
Just because lupa membayar.
Oh, ia tak compound penalty kan?
Penalty.
I see.
Bila lambat bayar, nya akan charge tu lah penalty ada RM10 ke whatever lah. So sejak hari I've decided buy now pay later di bawah kaki.
And I think semua orang dah bentang banyak-banyak idea dengan jawapan yang pun. And I just think that on the forefront benda tu yang mungkin boleh dalam lagi lah topik tu. We can still talk about it kata. But yeah, I think whatever that you've dah bentangkan tadi kami nak setuju lah. Yeah, we should probably take a break. Because I need to go to the toilet. So let's just take a quick break.
Oh, patutnya macam selesai dah tadi. Okay, bye. See you. Okay, Anis, kami mau nanya tak something tu lah. If kita ada hot take about it, you can just let it out. Boleh? So, kita dah sampai ke segmen Hard Truth where we need to say the facts. Tak walaupun pahit untuk diterima dan ditelan lah.
Mesti diterima lah.
Mesti diterima lah.
Mesti ditembak.
Mesti ditembak lah. Sebelum kita menutup kata kita nak. Right. For your opinion lah, does FOMO actually lebih meracun masyarakat berbanding kemiskinan? Adakahnya merosakkan?
FOMO tu lebih meracun berbanding kemiskinan. Okay, to me actually FOMO tu naknya apa yang menyebabkan kemiskinan dan yang dapat keluar dari kemiskinannya.
Okay.
This is my opinion lah. Sebab mun nyasik ngubah cara hidupnya untuk suit nyampun standard of life, then nya akan keep repeating in the same cycle lah. Same cycle. Nya akan dapat gaji, nya akan pergi makan ayam gepuk, kata tak lah. Then duit habis, repeat lagi. So this thing nya akan berulang-ulang-ulang, then you will always be dalam kemiskinan lah. Si akan dapat keluar dari siang. And in order for you to get out from that is by changing your habit lah.
Sebenarnya
merosakkan.
Cik sebenarnya nak madah apa? Tak orang rosak ke? Tak. Tak orang rosak.
Si dalam ayat yang lebih bagus.
Betul, dalam ayat yang bagus. Tak orang nak rosak saja. Sampai tempat-tempat talk producer kalau dengar yang madah yang rosak. Everyone si sedar yang mungkin dalam 10 orang dalam sebilik tu 9 nak nyadah dalam problem tu. Problem, being
Ketagih.
Yes, sort of addicted dengan lifestyle of FOMO. Jadinya pun si sedar, actually, you know what, I'm doing this pun because kawan ko lah, automatic na ikut. Kadang-kadang kawan ko beli EX5, semua beli EX5. Padahal tanya lama tu, pakai basikal lah. Yang kena, siapa afford pun tu.
Okay, tak mula-mula ke basikal.
Awal-awal okay, sebenarnya okay dah. Mindset and influence. Which leads to this question, okay. Kami si anak muda kini tu, sebenarnya si miskin. Tapi dia terlalu banyak membandingkan hidupnya dengan orang lain.
Okay.
Do you agree or disagree?
This one I have to agree.
Dah dengar ya, kita orang dah lah rosak. Kita orang hidup, kita orang malam banding orang yang mana rosak ke?
Sebab sidak Gen Z tu nya banyak nangga benda Hello internet lah. Basically it's
Betul.
on the internet lah nak. Everything is on the internet. So, kejap. What was the question again?
One more time. Saya ulang ya Halim. Stop ya siapa Halim. Adakah ramai anak muda sebenarnya tidak miskin tapi terlalu banyak membandingkan hidupnya dengan orang lain?
Okay. Sebabnya nak pergi ke konsert.
Maybe. Because to them benda ya is success. To them that is dopamine. To them that is happiness. Travelling, luxury, beli apa tu, beli magnet pakai letak di kereta gini tu, orang TikTok tu sih.
Mun dah travel mau beli drone. Kat ya drone nya belum sempat merekod dah terjun dalam swimming pool.
Macam tahu ya cerita siapa ya.
Siapa ya?
Ada orang yang FOMO.
Adalah hamba Allah ya.
Benda-benda macam tu it was never done mungkin zaman dulu nak. Jadi I think Nambiar kinek tu berada dalam kemiskinan sebabnya pola dirinya miskin dengan kebendaan and following the trend lah.
Yeah.
We talked about a lot of things today. Jadi based on apa cerita Encik Anis lah. I guess kita tu sebenarnya banyak kemauan daripada keperluan in today's context lah. Contoh ialah is from my own observation and perspective. I think kita hidup di zaman yang agak fast pace dari segi pembangunan, dari segi lifestyle, dari segi kemauan keperluan lah. Semua mau nampak berjaya. Semua mau nampak senang. Sampai kita lupa apa yang kita benar-benar perlu ya. Kadang-kadang it's just all for show je dalam social media. And dia bukan end product ya sebenarnya. Dia macam dia aja. Dia gantung ya. Do you agree with that?
Yes, I agree. And for our people kan, orang-orang kita, in order for us untuk ada hidup yang jauh lebih bermakna dan sebagainya, I think kita just jadikanlah FOMO tu sebagai fasa sekejap saja dalam hidup kita, fasa persinggahan untuk beri kita pengajaran. Sebab selebihnya, takut kita lama dalam cycle FOMO, kita akan pola FOMO jadi identiti kita. Contoh tadi nak identiti nampak kaya, padahal si kaya pun sebenarnya ataupun nampak berjaya, tapi apa definisi kejayaan sebenarnya? Kita hidup banyak di label dengan validation orang tadi, dengan borrowed identity ataupun borrowed title daripada barang ataupun daripada trend yang kita kejar. So ada baiknya untuk kita build our own identity, I guess. Explore yourself more by talking a lot of interest, explore more interest yang lebih organic dalam diri kita.
Your identity is who you are, not what you wear or what you drive.
Agree.
Betul.
For me, I think benda-benda macam tu, it has to have an awareness. Like I said, awareness is very important. Once you have the awareness, kita dah tahu this is a problem yang kita perlu put focus on pun, then we know what things yang penting dan apa
priorities
yang
kita lah.
Exactly. Contoh macam jam. Kita beli jam dekat kedai Cina RM12 dengan iPhone iWatch.
Okay.
Still tells the same thing.
Yeah.
Pukul berapa.
Yeah.
Ada jam pun you have a phone to tell you. Beli kereta kancil kah, kereta Mercedes kah, maybe
from A to B settle.
Maybe selesa sikit lah kereta Mercedes, but then again traffic jam
sama,
jam juga. So choose what matter to you lah.
Betul. Sebab kami beli helikopter. Senang ni.
Terbang tak terus?
Terbang. Saya dah jam.
Ya, memang dua ada numpangnya. Best.
Nang Simot kalah, nang FOMO jugalah.
Iyalah.
Nang FOMO je. Ujung-ujung saya guna kelakar. Ujung-ujung masih FOMO.
So, awareness dalam konteks tu adalah financial literacy awareness, kan? Saving awareness, identity awareness.
Dan kita ada grant daripada kerajaan yang dapat membantu kita untuk be a bit more, yang reliefkan semua benda-benda. And then, of course, thank you juga tu siapa-siapa yang rasa topik tu boleh membawa kesedaran kepada para pendengar. So, if you like this podcast, don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. Kelakar belia tu, kami orang sangat open dalam threads. Bila kami orang pula ini topik kita boleh komen saya. Who knows kita boleh jadi guest kami orang. Betul?
Betul. Siapa nak jadi guest ya? Where's the camera? Okay, siapa nak jadi guest ya? Komen banyak-banyak.
And also a big shout out and thanks to my co-host for always being by my side, to Azam Sarawak dan juga Ibrandium. This has been Kelakar Belia Podcast dengan kata-kata kami Madah Ajak. I've been your host Syed Ashraf.
And I'm Anis Bungan.
See you guys next time in the next episode.
Bye.
Pomolok, bye.